What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 12th day of September, and here we are at 1.11112 cents, almost all ones there. 8 hours, 21 minutes left in this day here. A little bit of a scam wick to the upside, but that's okay. You know, I don't think that this is a bearish sign, right? As we're coming down, these little scam wicks, they mean that we go lower. But lately, this is our third one now. We've only been moving up higher. I very much do assume that OnyxCoin has found its low. I think Bitcoin's found its low, and various cryptos around the space have found their lows as well. So I'm not worried about this at all. I think, if anything, we're just waiting, being patient, and there might be a very rapid movement to the upside here taking place any day now. I mean, we could wake up tomorrow and this thing is up like 40%, 30% or more. You never know. Maybe it's not tomorrow that it gets there. Maybe it's by the end of the month that it gets there. But still, I believe that we are on a path higher. If we're looking at this on the daily time frame here with our handy dandy indicators, the RSI is showing strength. This is actually the strongest reading that we've seen dating back to July. Stochastics are also showing strength, more strength than we've seen really dating back to July as well. And the MACD is also doing the same thing, man. We are overall bearish on the MACD, but I do like that we're finding support here at the same area that we found support before on our oscillators. We do have bullish divergence building here across multiple months, really, or at least a month and a half. Bullish divergence building right there, and I think that we're going to take back the upside because of that. We'll see. Let's look at the short-term stuff. We'll zoom back out to the daily time frame, but looking at the 1 hour time frame here, the RSI is somewhat volatile, but very bullish. You can tell it's bullish, right? Getting consistently overbought, not getting oversold at all, living primarily above the 50, even finding support at the 50 for the most part. It's a good look. You had this bearish candle here, you had this bearish candle here. Why aren't you going lower? It's because there's no more selling. There's no more sellers to sell. It's not going to go lower. The stochastics are at the moment bearish, but we're also at an area where we've bounced over the past few days now, so very well possible. The MACD is overall bullish. 1.111 cents right now. Things are looking decent, man. Things are looking pretty good. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the day we came back up. Looking at the 4 hour time frame here, we are rejecting the overbought zone, and that's the one kind of conniption that we have. It'd be nice if we could actually get into the overbought zone and not reject it. It's like we've got strength. We want to show our strength, but we're just being held back. This MACD is crazy, crazy. We've been so green for so long. Very, very small amounts of red. It makes me think that we're overdue for some red, or maybe this is just the base of something that's bigger to come. Time will tell. But if we do get red, understand that doesn't mean that we're going lower. I mean, it means we go lower from here, but it doesn't mean that we go lower than these lows, right? I don't think that we go lower than these lows. Overall, though, all these indicators are very bullishly postured right now. I just don't like the fact that we're rejecting the overbought zone, but the stochastics finding support here is a good thing. 18 minutes left in this 4 hour candle. It looks like we're going to find support here. The zero line here being crossed on the MACD, building all this bullish momentum, turning things around. I think that it looks good. It's not the most conventional bottom, but in all fairness, we haven't had really the most conventional consolidation phase either. Looking at this on a daily time frame here, again, we already went over all these indicators. They're pretty damn bullish. It's been a very long time that we've been in this consolidation phase, you guys. It's been a very, very long time. In fact, we've consolidated like this before, from a high to the point that we started to grow. It took us 34 weeks, okay? From a high here to where we are now, and this week it's the 33rd week. If we close this week here or higher, I mean, maybe by the weekend, maybe that 4 hour time frame is telling us something. The weekend we're a little bit bearish, maybe. But if we close this week here or higher, we're basically right on track with what we saw here. And I would expect perhaps a very similar result where at first we move up kind of slowly, right? We move back up to this area rather slowly. But then after we consolidate, after we configure ourselves, then we really rally. And in which case, I think it's important to mention, perhaps this 26 to 32 cent area, it doesn't happen by the end of October. Perhaps it happens by the end of November. You know, if we take our time just retracing this whole range, getting above this high, then it's very possible that the end of this next move, all the way up to 26 to 32 cents, is at the end of November or at the end of the year even, right? Something like that. So if it takes extra time, that's just more time for us to accumulate. But don't count on that. Definitely don't count on that, because this thing, when it moves up, it moves very fast. When it moves at all, really. When it moves down, when it moves up, it only knows one pace, and it's a very fast pace. Lately, when it moves down, it's a little bit slower. It's a nice slow bleed, but we're in this area here where we found support before for a moment. We found support here before. We're in the land of the rising sun. We're getting ready to rise ourselves, And I very much do believe that we're going to see new all-time highs by the end of this next endeavor. However long it takes, whether it's by the end of October, whether it's sometime in November or December, I believe we'll be at that 26 to 32 cent area. Again, somebody asked, and I've said this a couple times. I think I've said this in every video for like the last 3 videos I've talked about OnyxCoin. Maybe not every video, but I feel like I've talked about it. This will be the 3rd time now in like the last week. Where I think OnyxCoin will be by the end of this cycle. Don't worry, if you keep asking, I'll keep answering. But by the end of this cycle, and it's not a promise, it's not a guarantee, I'm not a financial advisor, this is not financial advice, but my expectations would be that by the end of the cycle, OnyxCoin is probably going to be above $1, right? 82 cents is the technical minimum target, and then $1.90 to $2, something like that, is the kind of technical maximum target. We could go even a little bit higher than $2. Typically, with the 1414, you can go just above there. We've made a lot of sense out of that 220 to 240 area. But I'm thinking that we'll go somewhere closer to this 1414 than the 1272. We're either going to stop right around $1, just below it, or we're going to stop right around $2, just below, just above it, something like that, by the end of the cycle. We're at 1.1 cents now. That would mean, just a simple thought here, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but just a simple thought here. Even a $100 investment right now at a minimum would turn into $6,900, $7,000, potentially as much as $15,000 or more. A $100 investment. Crazy. Crazy stuff. I feel like Da Vinci Jeremy. Just $100, man. Just put $100 freaking dollars into it. He was saying just $1. That was a much more legendary play right there. But $100, man. It could really benefit you in the long run. I mean, what do you got to lose? It's $100. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you believe this thing's going to see new all-time highs at all, which I very much do. They've been developing. There's so much more. What's happened over the past few months? What's happened since April? We've had so much fundamental development going on. The fact that we pumped up all this way, we're only fundamentally more sound now. And our targets genuinely, if we're looking at this relative high to low, because I don't know how well respected this high to low is going to be. It's a different project now than it was back here, right? I think this high to low might be more respected. And if we take that into account, we look at this area here, the area that would be implied, the 2618 right there, that's at $1.02. The money zone's at $2.60 to $1.70. And that changes things a little bit. That brings your minimum target up to about 86x. $100, you guys, turn to $8,600 or more by the end of this cycle. Like crazy, crazy things, man. I very much expect we're going to get there. But time will tell. We'll see, right? Anything can happen. Even if we underperform and I'm way off, let's say that we stop at, let's say 26 to 32 cents is our cycle ending high, and that's where we stop. That's still a 26x, 20x, something like that. That's the average expectation of the average coin. So even in your absolute worst case scenario, which I think we're going to be here by the end of the year, if not by the end of October, but it's only going to get more bullish as time goes on, and it won't be at these prices forever. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Get it while you can. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.